Hello again from Mission Alive, coming from MSC Mission Office. I'm Roger, I'm the Director. I want to share a little bit more with you about mission and what it means to go on mission. In the Acts of the Apostles today, we hear about the dispute going on with Paul and Barnabas and the Jewish some sections of the Jewish community, about the dispute about whether the pagans are required to follow the law of Moses, and a particular instance involved the custom of circumcision. I say a custom because for the Jews, their faith, their belief, and their custom and their culture are the same thing. The two are totally integrated. So for the Jews to say that the Gentile Christians, the pagans who have become Christians, do not need to follow the law of Moses and be circumcised was a very serious difficulty. So Paul and Barnabas went to Jerusalem to discuss it with the other apostles and the elders in Jerusalem. This represents two things for us. It is really the first council of the church and became known as the Council of Jerusalem, where the leaders of the church, of the individual churches, came together to discuss a problem that had arisen. This was not a problem for Jesus, although he did give some indications. But it became a problem or a difficulty when Paul and Barnabas went to the Gentiles, to the Greeks, and began baptizing them. It is also the first instance of what we call inculturation. That is how we bring the gospel and the church into a different culture. We're reminded that Jesus gave to the apostles the command or the commission to go into the whole world and to the ends of the earth and to baptize. This necessarily means going into different cultures. And over the course of the centuries of the church has gone, the apostles, the missionaries have gone into many, many different cultures. This means different languages and different customs. And if we've had any experience of translation into another language or trying to speak another language, often there are things that are difficult, almost impossible, to say and translate into another language. And often customs are very, very different, the customs of people. So this aspect of how do we bring the culture to bring the gospel to other cultures and peoples is an ever-present one. Today, also in many cultures, as in Papua New Guinea, where I've been for many years, the culture is changing with the impact of modern culture. Particularly, the government and the missionaries brought in schools. It's a totally new concept. They brought in money and trade and economics, roads and machines. And so the culture changes under the impact of what we call Western culture. And this is difficult for the people to integrate these things within their culture. And often they change the concept of these things according to their own thinking. This is a very complicated thing to take on. So this concept of following the law of Moses, Paul was saying, these people have received the Spirit the same as everybody else, and they believe in Jesus Christ, and they follow Jesus Christ. Let's not bother them with the weight of the Jewish law, the law of Moses, which even most of us Jews cannot follow. So it was a big move in the church, and it set the pattern for expansion into the Gentile world. And so there's many aspects of it that we need to look at in terms of today. Today, in our Australian culture and many other countries, We are living under modern culture. Even this broadcast is part of modern culture. And it is not the same as it was even 10, 20, certainly not 50 years ago when I was growing up. And we have to continue to bring the gospel into that new culture. We have to continue to live as church in that culture. And that is a mission. That is mission alive. That is the church and the mission growing and evolving and changing, and yet still in a real sense remaining the same. So even now today, with our restrictions, with this health crisis, we are called and challenged to live in a different way, to be church in a different way, to preach the gospel in a different way. A great challenge, and in some senses exciting. So today, let's get on with the business of making mission alive. Thank you for being with us. I'll be back another time.